Welcome to Cybersecurity and You, my presentation. My name is Nathan Candler, and welcome to my discussion. What exactly is cybersecurity? The phrase cybersecurity might sound fancy, but really it has a pretty simple meaning. Cybersecurity is just a blanket statement that refers to all of the different ways to keep yourself and all of your information safe. Maintaining strong cybersecurity is essential not only for an individual, but for an entire company as well. A skilled intruder can enter into a company's network through the smallest opening, which is why one of the most important aspects of cybersecurity is staying vigilant. In this presentation, I will be going over some other ways to keep everyone safe through just a few easy practices. One of the most common ways people get through security measures is by taking advantage of unsuspecting employees. So please, be smart. If something seems suspicious, it probably is. Be very careful, even at your own workstation. Don't enter your password if someone is standing right behind you. This is called shoulder surfing, and is a strategy for stealing your login information. If you are required to have a card key to access anywhere in the building, don't let anyone in that doesn't have one also. They weren't given clearance for a reason. Have you ever walked away from your laptop at home while a friend was over, only to come back later to find that they had hacked your Facebook by posting a silly status? Well, imagine how dangerous this could have been if they had had malicious intentions. Be sure to log out of your workstation and any applications you have running on your computer before leaving it unattended. Also, be careful with what you throw away. If you have important documents that need to be disposed of, be sure to shred them first. If you have any important documents saved on your computer, they should be encrypted for an extra layer of security. The networking closets are almost like the nerve center of an IT network for a company. Because of this, they need to always stay well protected. All of the company's servers and routers need to be placed in their networking closets, and the doors should be securely locked. The only personnel that should have access to these rooms are the IT and networking administrators that have proper authorization. If you see anyone accessing these rooms that seem like they shouldn't be there, please report them right away. Wi-Fi internet access is something that the average user often takes for granted, but it can actually be one of the largest security risks for a company. Wi-Fi broadcasts always need to be password protected to prevent just anyone from logging on from the company parking lot. The SSID broadcast should also be disabled. What this means is that you cannot even find the company Wi-Fi unless you know its specific name. You should not give anyone that is not an employee or the ID or password to the Wi-Fi. The passwords to access the Wi-Fi should be changed often. Make sure that you stay up to date with these changes. Common sense always needs to be used when accessing the internet to keep a company's network safe. Websites are one of the most common ways of spreading viruses and malware. Do not click on any link that you're not sure of when surfing the web. Also, never download anything from the internet without company permission. While you're at work, you are there to do work, so please do not use company computers to access personal websites like Facebook or your private email accounts. It is also prohibited to access any kind of game server while on the company network. Hopefully by this day and age, everyone has heard this at some point, but it is so important that it bears repeating. Never open an email attachment if you don't know who the sender is. This is the primary method of distributing viruses and worms. Any kind of message that is unwanted should be moved to the spam folder and deleted. Your email address should only be given out when necessary. Putting it out publicly opens the door for any website to start mailing you spam and possibly viruses. All of these things can be very bad for your computer, or the company's entire network, but they can be stopped with the right precautions. Make sure the firewall on your computer is always turned on. As previously mentioned, don't open unknown emails or go to unprofessional websites. There should always be a reliable antivirus program on your computer, and you need to make sure that it is scheduled to run full scans regularly. If there are new security updates available for your computer or operating system, they should also be installed. In the event that something bad does happen to your computer, you should make sure that all of your data and files are backed up. If your company has access to a cloud server, you can save all of your information securely there. If not, you can perform backups on an external hard drive or USB flash drive. Be sure to perform backups often, but be sure to store your storage device in a separate location. If you lose your computer in an office fire, a hard drive can't help you recover if it burned up too. Passwords are one of the most important aspects of cybersecurity, but it is also something that is frequently ignored by employees. You need to make sure that your password is complex enough that it cannot be easily guessed. It shouldn't contain any direct dictionary words. It should also be a mix of letters, both upper and lowercase, numbers, and special symbols. It also needs to be long enough to meet the character limit. It is also a good practice to change your password routinely. I know it can be a hassle to have to remember a new password, but it really does help to keep both you and the company safer. When you do change your password, it should be totally different from the previous one. Do not take the easy way out by just adding a few extra numbers to the end of your previous password. Finally, never give your password to anyone, no matter how important it sounds. Your bosses will never ask you for your password, and the ID department can manage from the network from their end without it as well. So no matter how official it seems, if there is a request for your password info, it needs to be reported right away. In conclusion, there are a lot of dangerous things out there, but with some common sense, careful attention, and dedication to keeping you and your company safe, cybersecurity can be easily enforced to ensure that there are no problems with your computer, your data, or your company's entire network. Thank you for your time.